Now, Garen's favorite part, air camping.
Hammocking.
Air camping.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, whatever it's called.
So for hammocks, it's a little different because you have all of this opening where the wind is just gonna suck the heat from under you, literally. So one of the things you'll need hammock camping is an underquilt, and this is my recommendation. So this one is down. They do make synthetics. There's cheaper options. They're rated to different temperatures. And basically, we can just go ahead and show you the way this works is...
Well, it's probably out of frame.
You clip it on to the ends of the hammock.
This is his setup. I don't know how he's got his clipped. If you ever want to do a deep dive on the internet on how to stay warm in a hammock, there's probably a gajillion options.
There are lots. So that goes around you underneath.
And then this part's like this part's stretchy, and some of them like cinch up. I think mine has a cinch on it, so you can snug in real tight.
You adjust. So that keeps you warm underneath.
Yep.
And you can always add to that underquilt protectors.
Mm-hmm. And then you would get, so you put this under you, and then you would get in your sleeping bag.
A sleeping bag, or for hammocks, a top quilt.
Which is kind of like the bottom.
It's like a sleeping bag without a back.
So it kind of makes a hole at the bottom. You would put your feet in here like this.
So this one snaps together.
Think of like a mummy,
you can
literally.
You can use it like a blanket, but then it cinches up into a foot box. So that would go on top.
And it does take some practice to get in and out of this.
And you slide into it. And the reason these are nice for hammocks, because you can use a sleeping bag, but the top quilts are nice because you can move around a little better, and it's easier to get in and out of. Getting in a sleeping bag in a hammock is not the easiest thing.
Gotta have a lot of ab strength.
Yeah, so that's
and
what
flexibility.
That's what a top quilt's for. Another option for sleeping bags or in hammocks, if you don't have an underquilt, you can use a sleeping pad, just like you would with a sleeping bag, but they're going to move around a lot. They're not as comfortable. You're not going to sleep as well on it. I don't like them, but if that's all you've got, they do work. The closed cell pads that we mentioned in the other section definitely work well to keep you warm, but again, you're not going to be as comfortable.
And then, so this is your under, this is what you have in you or on top of you, but then you also need a roof of some kind.
We have two different rain flies.
This is
an AquaQuest. It's a tarp. So unlike a tent that's all around you, this only goes on top. So I'm not going to pull the whole thing out because this one's like 12 feet long. But essentially, you hook it up above the hammock between the trees, and that's all you do. So that'll keep you dry. But what that does do, it helps in the winter as well, is you can pitch it lower. You can pitch it down towards the ground, and it will stop that wind from hitting your hammock as much. So you'll get more use out of your quilts.
And again, there's a million different styles and kinds that if you ever want to do a deep dive on the internet to try to find more specific styles and more specific ratings, there's all sorts of stuff on the internet. But this is just like your basics. So you need something under you, something on you, and then you need a roof of some kind.
Something over.
Yep.
And like we even have some that I didn't get out for this, but we have one that actually has a reflective coating, so it helps reflect heat back towards you.
Yeah. And there's obviously all sorts of price points depending on how much money you want to spend or borrow from somebody if you're able. Garen can't outfit everybody.
I mean, the cheap plastic ones even work. They just don't last as long.
There you go.
So
Hammock air camping basics 101.
very basic.